Hey everybody, this is Roy Canning, and this is Favorite Game Friday, where we have a group of contributors with completely different tastes in gaming talking about their favorite game and the category of the week. This week we're talking all about spooky games. It's the Halloween season. Is there a game that you really enjoy to play during Halloween time or during the spooky October time when you can get a game down, think about different horror themes or spooky things or eldritch themes? What is your favorite game with a spooky theme on it? Make sure to leave in the comments down below, especially for those people that don't know a lot about different board games. Let's try to share some knowledge about board games and things we're excited about. Anyway, let's get to the contributors' clips.
Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are
Our Fan Plays Games. Yes. That's spooky. I'm trying to be spooky here. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing it.
I'm thinking, okay.
Well, you want to know about spooky games?
Yes.
One of our favorites is...
Hold up, let me get it. Oh, here we go. Terrascape, yes.
It is an interesting game.
Yes.
It is fun. It's
Yes.
got this big, huge mansion that
That
you
you
got to
put
build.
in the middle, yeah.
And you are trying to not get caught by a serial killer.
You're not trying to get killed. That's all it is. You're trying to run and try to get some help. You got to try to get the cops. Where are they?
Well, you don't want to get caught either, so you're going to hide.
You're gonna hide. You got to be hiding.
You got to be quiet. And you got to make sure that they don't find you.
Yes.
And hopefully you'll get out to get help.
And you play with cards.
They're with cards, and you've got miniatures.
Yes.
Oh, this game has so much stuff. That's why the box is so big.
Let me tell you, family, this is the one horror game, and this is the only one that Starla likes, because she doesn't like no horror games. She don't want to do no zombies. She don't want to do no monsters.
Nope.
But this one, she'll play. Yes.
This is a really good horror game. So if you want to play something that's interesting and,
Yes.
and fun for your
Yes.
family, even though it's horror, it is fun, you need to look at Terrascape.
Terrascape, baby. Yeah.
Ooh, I love this category. Still, one of my all-time favorite spooky games is The Night Cage, where you are trapped in this dark, you don't even know where you're trapped, and everything around you is only lit by a single candle. As you move through the maze, the different areas of the maze start to crumble behind you, and there are monsters to be aware of that will attack you and put out your light so you can only see exactly where you are on the map. And it is a cooperative game. You all have to find keys and get out.
Hi Roy, and thank you for having us back for Favourite Game Friday, now in its new home. If you don't know, I'm Julian and this is Libby, and we make up Box Meeples. My favourite horror game is actually a solo game. It's Van Ryder's Final Girl. Now this is all based on those 80s and 90s horror films, you know, like Nightmare on Elm Street. There's a bit of Alien in there, there's some Silent Hill, and in fact, if you can think of an 80s or 90s horror film involving a girl fighting a baddie, it's probably been featured in Final Girl at some time. Solo game, really tense as it builds up to the final confrontation where you're taking on the big baddie and trying to save all of those innocents.
Definitely, that it's a great game, very thematic. I am going with a game that we actually played on Halloween last year, and it's set on All Hallows Eve. And of course, it's Septima, where you're playing as this witch coven and you're going to try and save them from going to trial. You're going to try and get your potions together. You need to not be too suspicious because those villagers, they're out with their pitchforks. But it plays on that whole witches in Salem really well, and it's a fantastic game.
For me, I have to go back to the classic Mansions of Madness. Mansions of Madness has been in my top 10 forever, and I love that game. I've played through almost all the scenarios and really enjoyed it. I played it solo, I played with a bunch of other people. It just gives those cool, creepy, spooky vibes, and I love Mansions of Madness.
De jogo em jogo, meus amigos e minhas amigas, meu nome é Roger Comeso e hoje quero dividir com vocês o nosso jogo assustador favorito. E o nosso jogo escolhido foi Claro que não, né, pessoal? Nosso jogo favorito assustador é Blood on the Clock Tower. Nesse jogo, somos aldeões de um vilarejo chamado Ravenswood Bluff. E um de nós é um assassino. Um social deduction game que amamos e queremos voltar a jogar várias vezes. Recomendamos demais Blood on the Clock Tower.
Hey everybody,
It's the 10th anniversary of Favorite Game Friday, and we are happy to have been a part of it for about half of that time, almost half of that time. Usually for spooky games and for Halloween, we do something special, but we're not quite ready to jump into the spooky season yet, but we do have some picks. So my pick this week is going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre board game. It's a fun kind of push your luck, token pulling kind of game, and you can really feel the tension of Leatherface chasing you around the board. Oh wait, and it comes with a skin bag.
My pick is going to be Betrayal at the House on the Hill. It's a great, fun game to play around the spooky season. It's honestly one of my most favorite games of all time.
Yeah, cool. All right, happy Friday, everybody.
Bye.
What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne from the YouTube channel Blackboard Gaming. This week, we're talking about our favorite spooky games. And the game that I look forward to getting to the table every spooky season is My Father's Work. This is a worker placement game where we take on the role of mad scientists who are using our father's past research in order to perform questionable experiments, according to the local townfolk, with the hopes of completing our father's masterwork. See you guys later.
Hey everybody, my name's Sarah, aka Board Game Believer, and you can find me on YouTube and TikTok. I cannot think of a more fitting topic to make my favorite Game Friday debut than spooky games. It is my absolute favorite time of year, and I cannot think of a more spooky game than Abomination: The Heir of Frankenstein. It is a worker placement game where you are trying to create a mate for Frankenstein's monster. And how would you build Frankenstein's monster? You need body parts. And you've been to the cemetery, but things aren't quite as fresh as you'd like them to be. So you may have to visit the morgue. You may have to go to the public execution square. You may even have to get your hands a little dirty and go down to the docks. Just make sure you stay one step ahead of the police. We absolutely love this game. It's so thematic. We've upgraded all the bits. So instead of cubes, we have little pieces of bone and organs and muscle and little blood drops. And I can't think of a better game for you to play during spooky season than Abomination. You got to check it out. And always remember, play nice.
I'm so glad Roy asked to do spooky games this week because I just filmed my top 10 spooky games of all time and I somehow forgot Mythic Mischief, which would have been either like the top spot or at least in the top few spots. Mythic Mischief from IV Games is delightfully, not necessarily immediately spooky, but it's clearly got the spooky vibes. It's got the monsters, the ghosts, the witches, the wizards, all those kinds of things, the ghouls, the Frankensteins, who I think Frankensteins are the monsters. It's got all of that, so this very much hits that spooky vibe. But in particular, the gameplay is fantastic. This is a two-player abstract strategy game, but a thematic abstract, with asymmetric factions, each faction being in a different way that they play to the table, while you go through these rounds trying to avoid detention, making sure the Tomb Keeper goes to the other players, putting them in detention. It is tactically satisfying, it is delightfully cute, it's got great art, great production, a variety of very spooky factions. I'm glad I got a chance to put this back in the running because it absolutely should be. Check out Mythic Mischief, and if this is a little too intimidating, there's a big box here, there's a whole lot to go on. I mean, it's board games, it is always going to be a big box. You can also play the app. There's a full app for this game that gives you amazing gameplay as well. The one caveat I would give is I don't yet know if the app would be as satisfying if you haven't played the physical game, so if you do bounce off the app, I still recommend trying the game when you have a chance. That's going to be Mythic Mischief, my choice for my favorite spooky game.
It's fun to play those spooky games, especially when they fit their theme and just drag you in and just have that creepy vibes to those games. Anyway, leave in the comments down below if there's a spooky game that you really enjoy, especially if it wasn't one mentioned here on Favorite Game Friday. And we would love you to be a part of our videos here for Favorite Game Friday. We love sharing board games for all different sorts of different people and letting people see what our favorite are. We have people from all around the world who join in. So all you have to do is check out the Google Drive link down below, and do a super short video, and you can be a part of next week's episode. Next week, we're going to talk all about games that were surprises for us. Is there a game that you really enjoy that when going into it, you didn't realize that you were going to like as much as you do? So let us know what game surprised you as far as board games go, and we'll see everybody on next week's Favorite Game Friday. See you then.